you are looking at Governor Cuomo and Miss Nixon, who is here, and she's running against him in November.
The Cynthia Nixon, as we know, is running in New York, and she got on the ballot this week to run against Governor Andrew Cuomo. The question is, who will win this race? But something new happened this week, and the race is only 1 month old, that this working party, which is some kind of organization in New York, powerful working party, they endorsed Nixon and pulled away from Cuomo this week. That assured Nixon a ballot line, or being on the ballot in November. Supposedly gave her bragging rights over two-term Governor Andrew Cuomo. This WFP is a real strong group there, and they're the ones that pulled from Cuomo, and they're moving to Miss Nixon. But Miss Nixon, as we know, is an actress and educational activist, making her first to political office. Some people before tried to beat Cuomo, but he's rough, and the unions support him up there greatly. And it's hard to win in New York without the unions. And the party that did it is that they call it the Working Families Party. And it's built on labor unions. And they also have staff training, paid canvassers, organizers. So they have a lot of things that they give to the person that they're supporting. Actually, the other night when they switched to Nixon, Cuomo pulled away from them, said he wasn't really involved with them any longer. But another thing, the party still has some labor groups in its corner, but the unions that withdrew last Friday, Local 320-32 BJ, the Service Employees International Union, and Communications Workers of America, they have more than 150,000 members. The state's biggest union, 1199, which represents the healthcare workers, also endorsed Cuomo. So that Healthcare's union and the Communications Worker of America, they stuck with Cuomo and reduced and endorsed him. This WFP, it's a good group, but and it has a lot of union people, but naturally the question is who will win the election. And they had these other two unions withdraw from that. They took a lot of money from that WFP group, lost a lot of their money, and they said it's cost them millions in funding, both now and in the future. The WFP still had, they say, ample power to promote Miss Nixon's message through volunteering, canvassing, phone banking, and social media. And the question is, what will happen in this election now that this WFP has sort of gone to Nixon, but they've also lost a couple of their big unions, pulled out. Because Cuomo has a lot of labor. He's real strong in labor. And Cuomo's very hard to beat. I don't know if Nixon can beat him. I really don't. And he's a two-term governor in New York. And they put out a lot of stories. One of them is that Cuomo.
They should make it like the presidency and make it where you can't be a governor after so many terms.
They talk about Cuomo's life story, and they talk about his father was a poor immigrant. But his father, Mario Cuomo, was a lawyer and three-term governor. The fact that he was a middle-class guy, something bellied by his $173,000 a year salary, hefty investment portfolio, in a lucrative book deal for his memoir, that doesn't sound like his father was a poor immigrant. So I think Cuomo came from money, and also Cuomo has $30 million right now in his war chest to fight this election. As we know, the primary's coming up in November, and Nixon's in, and he's and Nixon figured this working families party she could get them, that would really help her. She got them, it has helped her, but then they lost some of their members. And people are predicted in every direction. Now, a lot of your New Yorkers are saying Cuomo did a good job. He can't be beat. One thing he's done, he's increased the minimum wage to $15 an hour.
Wow.
And he passed gun safety laws, and he passed something for free college tuition program and paid family leave. I mean, you know, that free college tuition and the gun deal and $15 an hour minimum, you know, that's a lot. And the question is, will the people think that that's not enough, or they don't vote for him and they move to Nixon? I don't really think so. I mean, I like the woman makes a good appearance, and I think she'll do all right, but this Nixon's going to be hard to beat. In November. He's had some other people try to beat him, like I said in 2014, this Zephyr Teachout. He had a campaign, he got 34% of the vote, but he lost. 2016, the Senator Chuck Schumer run, but Cuomo beat him. In 2014, only 600,000 voted, and that was 10% of all those registered. So what that's telling us, there's 6 million voters there. I'm not sure if they're all Democrats or Republicans, how they're registered, but in this deal around New York there, and the governor, as we know, covers the whole state. I know there's 6 million registered voters. But it doesn't, because in 14 only 600,000. The two unions that withdrew from this WFP, they're powerhouses and they're unions. And they will fight and work and fight and fight. Now those two pulled out of the this WFP that Nixon took over, and they're on the outside, and they have all union people, and they're known to fight. So she's not going to be able to sit there, because one of them, the president said, Local 2032 BJ said his members were strongly behind Cuomo, and they cited his accomplishments, which I said, the increase in minimum wage, paid family leave. They're saying that this Local 32B, they could bring out 250,000 voters. That would be 250,000, including union members, families, and friends, to bear on the race. So it depends how close this looks as we get to the primary, and they're going to fight and fight no matter what happens. So the thing we have to do, I guess, is watch this campaign. It's only 1 month old, and she got on the ballot until November. We have how many months? We have May, June, July, August, September. We have 4 or 5 months to November. Now, one thing she did is she said she's for marijuana. For marijuana, and that was viewed 3.7 million times by people on the video, and that can give her a lot of votes, because he never said he was for it. He said he was for medical marijuana, and I think they have medical marijuana in New York, but she's for marijuana across the board, across the table. You can buy it, just go into a store and buy it. Now, how many votes will that get here, and how strong that'll be in the election, I don't know. But I do know this: these unions there are rough, and they will fight, and I don't think Ms. Nixon can beat them, even if she comes out with marijuana. Thank you, and we'll keep you posted. We'll have a report on this as we progress to the primary. Thank you.